Today, you will learn how to determine the amount of reactant or ingredient that gets used up and the amount of product that will be produced. Recipes are very similar to chemical reactions in that the reactants are the ingredients. So, our chemical reaction, we're going to be making sandwiches from bread, meat, and cheese. The recipe requires 2 pieces of bread, 3 pieces of meat, and 1 piece of cheese to make a sandwich. In our kitchen, we happen to have 4 pieces of bread and 8 slices of meat and cheese. We're going to find out how many sandwiches we can make. To do this, we'll set up what's called a BCA table, which stands for before, change, and after. The before line will fill in how much do we have in our kitchen. And the change line, we're going to set up our calculation to figure out how much of the ingredients get used up and how much product gets made. After the reaction is over, do we have any ingredients left? And how much sandwiches did we make? So you could see in the before line, I have in my kitchen 4 pieces of bread, 8 slices of meat, and 8 slices of cheese. I have not made any sandwiches yet, so this says 0S. In the change line, there's a minus sign because I use up the bread or use up the ingredients or the reactants to make the products. That's why the sign is minus. I write 4B because I'm using up completely my 4 pieces of bread. So to determine how much meat I use up, I use a conversion. I know from my recipe, for every 3 pieces of meat, 2 pieces of bread are required. So I put 2 pieces of bread on the bottom, so B for bread can cancel. Similarly, for cheese, I know that 1 piece of cheese is required for 2 pieces of bread. So I put 2 pieces of bread on the bottom, so bread can cancel. And then for sandwiches, I know that for every 1 sandwich, I need 2 pieces of bread. So I can calculate then for 4 pieces of bread, how many sandwiches I can make. So how much is left when after I make my sandwich, I use up all my bread. That's why in the after line it says 0. How did I get that there's 2 pieces of meat left over? Well, this is 4 divided by 2, which is 2, times 3 is 6. So I subtract 8 minus 6, and I get 2. Similarly, for cheese, I take 4 divided by 2, which is 2, times 1, which is 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6 pieces of cheese are left. And lastly, how many sandwiches did I make? This is just 4 divided by 2, which is 2, times 1, so I made 2 sandwiches. Here is a summary of the change line and why they go up and down with minus and plus to summarize that. Thank you.